We found there was nothing that looked at the larger picture. How do I build an institution at scale sustainably? It was the vision for this program, to allow the non-profit sector in India to scale up its ambition and to keep pace, if you will, with the kind of ambition that we're seeing from business and from philanthropy and from government.
Nonprofit is a completely different entity as far as strategic challenges are concerned. First of all, if you ask me the question, who's the customer in a nonprofit, the automatic answer should be it's the beneficiary. But the beneficiary, in most cases in the nonprofit, does not pay anything because that services are taken care of by the funder. So then, is the funder the customer? We are not sure whether the funder is the customer because the mission is to serve the beneficiary. So you can see that the customer definition is different, the competition definition is different, collaboration is important. Plus, it's not so easy to raise money and convince the funder as to what the impact is. Nonprofit leaders worry about impact, not maximizing any one dimension such as scale. They are worried about whether it's really changing the lives of their beneficiaries. So it can go on and on, but all the dimensions of what a nonprofit leader should do are so different from the for-profit. I'm not saying it's more difficult or less difficult. It's very different. So if it's very different, you can't apply the same principles of management that we so easily teach in the for-profit side because there's a lot of scholarship, knowledge, practice that's built up. Here we are just building the practice. It's challenging, it's very fulfilling as well.
Given the fact that we are here, we obviously think it's very important, but the reason that is ultimately creating leadership skills and creating leaders in any particular industry, including the non-profit or for purpose, as we call it, industry, is absolutely critical. And we feel that whole area compared to business education has been not overlooked, but there's not enough investment that's been done in that. So ultimately, as we've seen over the years, ultimately leaders make the difference. And so the purpose of this program is to really bring leaders and help them think through in terms of how they solve big problems. So this time, I think the cohort was a little more diversified than the ones previously, not just in terms of kind of non-profit work they did or social work they did, but also in terms of geographical dispersion within India. I found that they were also at different levels. And so we had big NGOs, small NGOs from the north, from the south, from tier 1 cities, tier 2, tier 3. So therefore, it really made the kind of quality of the discussions very interesting because people were bringing, as you know, the case study method is not about just lecturing. It's all about reading something and then debating it. And what I found is that the quality of the discussions were very, very high because people were bringing very interesting perspectives to the discussion, which even people like me or Professor Rangan and others who were teaching would not think of.
I think I see over each day progress and a deeper understanding and a deeper commitment to the learning experience. Especially as faculty, you know, we're just facilitators. But I think the case study method allows to really dip into the experience and expertise of the class. And what you'll see day after day is the class just gets more comfortable. They'll begin to push each other, they'll share opinions. And I think that process of learning is really powerful.